Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JRPG Report. This is going to be episode 143. I've got my afternoon coffee ready to go, and we've got I don't know, 15 or so really fun, good stories all about our beloved JRPGs. And I don't want to waste any time as we had a bit of a unsurprised announcements. There's been some rumbles in the bushes for a while about this one, but it is official. The Phantom Thieves are back, and they are going to steal your heart once again. They got us once with Persona 5. They got us again with Persona 5 Royal. This time, they are, they're just strikers. This was called Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers. In Japan, they shortened it a bit. It is just Persona 5 Strikers here in the West, and we don't have to wait long at all. It will launch for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. That's right, PC players. You get to play along with us this time on February the 23rd of 2021. The publisher Atlas announced, and there will be a bevy of language options. It will feature English voices. How cool is that? I had speculated that maybe that's something that we were not going to get, that they were just going to port it over, but we are getting the full English treatment. You can see that in the trailer as well. There will be Japanese voiceovers as well if you choose to do that. As well as English, French, Italian, Spanish, and German subtitles on all platforms, with additional subtitles for Japanese, Korean, and traditional Chinese. On PC, there will be a couple of editions for you to lay down your hard-earned money. You can get the Launch Edition, that's PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. It will include, these are physical copies, it will include a digital soundtrack, I don't know what I was even trying to say, a digital soundtrack with over 40 songs, and we all know how catchy those Persona songs are. So now you can be jamming out to your Persona soundtrack no matter where you are, not just in-game. A digital art book and a behind-the-scenes video. You can pre-order that through all your major retailers or on... that's physical, so you have to do it through the retailers. There is a Steelbook physical edition. However, it is only for the Switch and only in North America. That's two onlys. And only at Best Buy is an exclusive. So three onlys in there. I really like Steelbooks, don't get me wrong, but I want this on PlayStation 4. As I have noted in the past, and it's not any surprise, there's differences in the hardware. There's a pretty big difference to me, especially between the PlayStation 4 and a Switch. You just really cannot compare the two systems. I don't need to play it on the go. I primarily play in my home in front of my TV. I want the best version of the game, short of having a souped up PC, which I do not have. This Steelbook edition will include the Steelbook case digital soundtrack as well as the digital art and behind the scenes video. So all the stuff as the regular physical edition, you can just get it from Best Buy in that cool Steelbook edition. Now, here's something we need to talk about. Excuse me. Let me take a nice drink of coffee to get that out of my throat. So, not only will this game be coming to PC, and this is this is not actually mentioned in the article, either article on Gametsu or on Siliconia, my two main sources of information. It is in the thumbnail for the digital deluxe edition. Okay. Actually, okay, never mind. It does say this. So I said all that, and then I read that it does actually say that. PC players get to play this 4 days early. That's right. So instead of on the 23rd, you can now play it as early as the 19th. 4 days early access, downloadable content, Persona Legacy, BGM, and All Out Attack Pack. that digital soundtrack with 40 songs, digital art books, and the digital behind-the-scenes video. But what do you guys think about that? Obviously, if you're a PC, throwing up the air quotes, so you're master race out there, you are loving this. Not only you're getting the game when you usually don't always get it day one, especially for JRPGs, but you get it early. How does that make you feel, console players? How does that make you feel, PlayStation Persona guy who's been supporting them since day one, and PC comes along? Not only do they they've got Persona 4 Golden, and console players outside of a Vita do not, but now they get it 4 days early. Excuse me, my throat's going crazy on me. You hear about this every once in a while, early access, but honestly, it's pretty rare, and kind of makes me a little irked. And even if I was a PC player, I'd be like, well, that's kind of not right. I mean, why should they get early access to the game? So, I don't know. It's one of those things that's, what are you going to do about it? They've chosen to go that route and reward PC players even more so. Quickly throw this out. If you want to still get this at GameStop in North America, pre-order gamers will get a Joker pin. So that's all the different editions of the game. Which one are you going to choose? It's an easy choice if you're a PC gamer, but maybe your console players are a little more torn on this one. I had a good question from Jake on Twitter when I shared this earlier, and he said, I've heard you talking about this one before. Is this the same game? And as I mentioned in the Japan, it was called by a different name. It is the same game. You can look at the covers; it's actually just the same. I thought maybe they'd take that handgun away from Joker in the North American version. Exactly the same cover, exactly the same game. We see this fairly often, that they change up the title just a little bit, and they did with this one too. And so he was kind of wondering, what is it? Is it a sequel? If you recall one of the earlier videos, when there goes P, 5, and then S. That's kind of the short name for it. That S, when it first drops down the screen, it's spun, and it actually had the number 2, and then it spins around into the S. Because this is a continuation of the story. Is it a sequel? You're kind of blurring the lines a little bit because the gameplay is completely different. It does have a lot of elements of the first game in it, but it is a much more action. Obviously, it's an action RPG. It's not turn-based. It doesn't have the deep social system. It still has some of the exploration features, but not nearly what the deep JRPG experience that Persona 5 and then Royal was. But it is a continuation of the story. So I guess the next thing would be, do you need to play the first one? I think obviously you would want to play the first one. I don't think you need to as much. You're not going to get as much out of it, but it does seem like this one kind of stands out on its own. So let's read the official overview of the game via the official website. Here's the about. Looking for some rest and relaxation, the Phantom Thieves set out to begin their road trip until a ruthless Kyoto detective enlists their help investigating a series of strange cases occurring all across Japan. Otherwise, he'll arrest Joker. As they dig deeper into the mystery, they discover another realm where innocent people are being jailed and forced to forfeit their heart's desires by the whims of its ruler. In typical Phantom Thieves styles, they're going to use everything they've got to liberate the imprisoned, return their hearts, and strike back against the corruption in their most explosive fight yet. Here are the 3 key features. There are new story insights. Persona 5 Strikers features a deep story campaign and thrilling combat that makes for a true Persona experience. Visit 6 different cities across Japan. That's awesome. Cook tantalizing regional recipes and lend a helping hand to those in need. Then fight against the shadows to uncover the source of the corruption within the metaverse dungeons. Jump into the story whether you are a newcomer to the series or a long time fan. There you go. Fight with style. Attack enemies in the hybrid battle system that fuses explosive action combat with pause and play sequences to decide your next strategic move. We've not seen a whole lot about that. It kind of just, I mean, this is an Omega Force game, so if you are familiar with their other Warriors type style games, the newest one over on the Switch with the Hyrule Warriors, and going back to countless other ones, this sounds like it could be just a touch different. I like that idea of the pause and play sequences. Gain advantage over your enemies by ambushing them, striking their elemental weaknesses to knock them down, and deal a finishing blow with an all-out attack. Harness the Phantom Thieves' full strength. All Phantom Thieves are fully playable. Beyond much love for that. I really cannot wait to fully control some of the other members in the party. You can utilize each character's specific skills and some of their personas for smooth, elegant combat. Strengthen their skills and abilities to fight with your own style. Each character has their own unique style of wide-ranging, flashy spells and magic to clear out big hordes. Have you ever wanted to fight as a giant cat bus? Oh, Morgana. Well, look no further. Persona 5 Strikers. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Is perfect for you, but of course they called it perfect. Oh gosh, terrible. There was a awesome announcement trailer to go along with this. You will want to check it out over on our YouTube channel or via the link on either Twitter, on Facebook, to really get a sense of what's going on here. I am super excited. If you guys recall back to my most anticipated titles of 2020, well, this one was on there. It didn't quite make it. Kind of fell off the radar for a while. Had some rumors, had a financial report, confirmation, and then a subsequent declassification. And then it started swirling mightily here lately. The PR department actually put out the video a few days before this one, because it actually was just officially announced on the 8th. A few days prior to that, they put out a pretty fun little story that the Phantom Thieves had struck again and released this video before it was supposed to. Kind of preempted the whole thing, but it was just the video at the time. It had the release date at the end of it too, so they really did a pretty clever job in pushing this one out there. So are you excited about this one? Are you kind of like, well, I liked Persona 5, but this one doesn't really look like the same type of game? I mean, you guys know me and my love of turn-based JRPGs, and Persona 5 is one of my favorites. But I'm really excited about this. Obviously, it's a little bit different. I've been a little disappointed with some of these games in the past. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about the Dragon Quest Heroes titles too much, and there's a reason why I don't talk about them too much. They were kind of forgettable, to be quite frank. But this one looks very high quality and does sound like it's going to have a pretty, well, it said heavy story elements in it. So I don't think it's going to really do much on the social side of it. Maybe that's a good thing. Just kind of get in there and defeat hordes and hordes of shadows and just have a lot of fun. So let me know what you're thinking about this one. You can comment on that video on YouTube or leave a comment below in the shares on either Facebook or Twitter. Throw a quick little tidbit out there, then we'll get to our next big story. Apparently already Atelier Ryza 2 Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy has done well in the week since its launch in Japan. Total shipments and digital sales have surpassed 150,000 units. Koei Tecmo and developer Gust have announced. And according to the publisher, it is already outpacing the first game. Now, keep in mind that is just in Japan. What to say how popular this is around the world come January 26th. I believe the last number I saw for the first game was 450,000, if I recall. It may be closer to 5 by this point, but so they're off to a strong start, to say the least. If you guys are looking forward to tonight's Video Game Awards Show 2020, hosted by longtime industry veteran Jeff Knightley. I think it starts tonight at 7. There will be a lot of gaming stuff. Probably not a ton of JRPG stuff. The one thing I do know, and I will share this tomorrow as soon as I can, maybe even tonight. We'll see how how generous I'm feeling and how quickly I get online. There will be a new trailer for Near Replicant version 1.2224, blah, 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 blah. All those numbers. So yeah, new trailer coming out for Near Replicant. Cannot wait to see that. The next Nier game, or I guess the prequel, is due out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on April 22nd. In Japan, it'll be coming worldwide the next day on April the 23rd. The only other thing I know of that's going to happen at the Video Game Awards that may, it's semi-JRPG related, you'll get a musical performance during the pre-show portion of it. That's about 30 minutes before. And that is from Persona 5 singer Lynn Inazuma. I guess that's how you say her name. They're not sure exactly when that's going to go on, and not sure what song she's going to be performing. She's performed music for each Persona game with Persona 5 connections, like Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight and Persona Q2. Most recently, she was involved with Persona 5 Strikers, so possibly she'll be singing a new song for a minute, along with, I would dare say we might see that trailer at the Video Game Awards as well. I know there's going to be some other. If you were holding out for the PlayStation 5 version of Yakuza Like a Dragon, well, it does finally have a release date. It's the same date for both the worldwide and the Japanese launch, and that is going to be March 2nd, 2021. It's already available for every other console, but PS5 had to wait just a little bit longer for that, and I was just saying it's going to be an expensive month. Got Today Rise of 2, then now we have Persona 5 Strikers going on in February. We've got Bravely Default 2. If you've been holding out for this game, Yakuza Like a Dragon, you've got that to pick up. And now with Near Replicant in in April, as well as this next game coming out on February the 2nd. So a very short amount of time, you're going to be spending a lot of money on JRPGs. And I'm talking about Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. They got a new story trailer, kind of showing off some of the tidbits we weren't exactly sure about. Why Adol was having to wear a disguise and how he got these powers. So the trailer does a good job explaining and showing all of that. Pretty much right as soon as they reached Baldu, they are arrested by the Roman Empire, detaining Adol right away and throwing him in prison, where he meets this mysterious Aprilis character who shoots him with a magic bullet and turns him into a monstrum. I don't make these things up. That's just the way they are. They're crazy. He gets these supernatural gifts and power to exercise monster. Joins up with a crew of fellow monstrums to explore the city and try to exorcise some of these demons while they are at it. That is the reason for the disguise, as he is a wanted fugitive. Not exactly sure what the charges were. Probably not legit, but oh well, that's the way it is. I've kind of commented on the YouTube channel a few times about this one, and I am looking forward to it. I still want to go back and play 8. That's really the first one that piqued my interest in this series and really wanted me to want to get into it. So I want to play it first, then maybe get into this one once the price drops just a little bit. As I was telling someone, I am old enough to remember seeing, I believe it was Yeez 2, maybe even been the first one, a long, long time ago for rent in the store. I believe that's for Super Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken. I may be, I don't know. But I definitely recall seeing a Yeez title a long time ago. Just didn't know what it was. I was like, why is that? Why is that the letter Y and then apostrophe S? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that is just the way it goes with these games. So you've got a lot of things to look forward to, and a lot of money to drop on these things. But definitely go over to our YouTube channel and check out that title. We talked a bit last week about the Tales of live stream that is going to be going on December the 15th at 2000 Japan Central Time. You can watch that on YouTube and Periscope. We'll have some links for that as we get a little bit closer to it. The schedule came out for it, or rather who was going to be at it, as well as the schedule. There's a bevy of different producers, voice actors, music artists, composers, and the Tales of series creators. The schedule, I kind of looked over it, and as far as what we all really want to hear from this news on Tales of Arise, there was certainly not a blah 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 at this time Tales of Arise update. That was not on there. Does not mean it's not going to happen, and I would dare say if they are planning it, it wouldn't be something set aside like that anyway. Neptunia fans can rejoice, as Neptunia Reverse is coming west in 2021. This is the enhanced and updated version of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. Let's see. This is going to be coming out. They're just saying both physically and digitally in North America and Europe sometime in 2021. Idea Factory International announced. You can pre-order it via Idea Factory International's online store for $49.99. This is the one that is titled Go Go 5 Genshin Game Neptune Reverse and is due out in Japan on December 17th. We are getting a much shorter version, and I love that title, don't get me wrong, but Neptunia Reverse is a little bit easier to roll off the tongue, to say the least. Here is some of the things that you will get to explore. There is the game industry world comprised of 4 nations, each under the protection of a divine goddess. Planet Tune is the land of purple progress, ruled by Neptune. Lustation is a land of black regality, ruled by Noir. Lowell is the land of white serenity, ruled by Blanc. And Leanbox is the land of green pastures, ruled by Vert. Locked in the console war, the 4 goddesses vie for domination of the planet until Neptune is cast down and stripped of her power. And now Neptune must fight to restore her place. But could a being known as Ephore threaten the very world the goddesses have sworn to protect? Neptunia Reverse is the perfect RPG entry for Neptunia newcomers and for Neptunia fans to relive. With the powers of the PlayStation 5, players can now enjoy the world of game industry with enhanced graphics and fresh-looking user interface. Now Neptune can cool her senses and spend some lone time catching some fish in this all-new mini-game. What would a JRPG be without a fishing mini-game? If you're patient enough, you might even be able to haul in some sweet equipment. Is this like the old cartoons when people went fishing and you always got a boot? Now you can get some new equipment? Sure, why not? But be wary, any misstep can reel in a stinking enemy. Are you itching for more ways to play? With Rebalance gameplay in arrange mode, you can now select from 20 plus characters to play from the start. Plus, the plans system allows players to craft and forge new items and equipment, add dungeons to explore, and even modify the drops from enemies and materials harvested in dungeons. Your party limit is now increased from 3 to 4. Transmute Neptune and the Goddess by activated HDD mode to amp up your attacks. I'm looking forward to this one. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the first PlayStation 5 JRPGs I get. Obviously, I guess Ryza 2 would be the first with its upgrade to PS5. This one is okay. It's being developed exclusively for PlayStation 5. Let's not kid ourselves. This is an old enhanced game. If you look at the footage for it, it's not going to wow anybody as screaming that it is a PS5 game, but it does look pretty good, and these are fun games that you should probably check out if you are so inclined. Rune Factory 5 introduced some new romance options from Beatrice and Leica, as well as romance in general. Additionally, the company has launched a new Destined 1 diagnostics website in which users can find out their best match for romance in Rune Factory 5 by filling out a 13-question survey. The links for that are available on our YouTube or our Facebook and our Twitter pages. You can check out some new images as well in that story. I never got into this series. The wife has played Rune Factory 4 and liked it quite a bit. I always thought it was a little weird. I certainly have no problem with romance and marriage in these games. But the characters look young. Like old enough to date, certainly, but they don't look to be old enough to be getting married and then having children as well. Maybe I'm just looking at this the wrong way, but kind of just the way it looks like to me. I don't know. It is what it is, as they say. Two interesting stories from only in Japan, as they say. Tokyo Railways will hold a special Persona 5 Royal event sometime in December. The Persona 5 Royal Mystery Railway QQQ train event will begin the day after December on the 26th and last until March 16th of 2021. Tickets will be about $35, and the event will take approximately 3 to 5 hours. Participants will receive exclusive merchandise featuring new artwork of the main protagonist and Goro Agechi, created specifically for the event. These items will include a clear file, a event booklet, and a Persona 5 Royal Tokyo Line one-day pass. Just pretty cool stuff. I mean, that's certainly, riding trains is much more of a thing over in Japan even now, but thought that was pretty interesting. Even more interesting to me is the new Dragon Quest attraction that will appear at the Japanese amusement park Nijijin no Mora, I guess is how you say it, in spring of 2021. It is called Dragon Quest Island. And this outdoor attraction will seek to fully immerse attendees in the world of Dragon Quest. It will contain digital and physical elements where participants can experience the fantasy of becoming the main character in a Dragon Quest story. That's just awesome. I would love to go and check this out. It kind of coincides with the 35th anniversary of Dragon Quest next year. It will have recognizable monsters from the series, such as slimes, of course. In addition to this, there will be monsters that will be appear exclusively at this attraction and be unique to Dragon Quest Island. They will have special themed food, drinks, and of course, exclusive merchandise for you to buy. You can check out the link to this in the story and see exactly how crazy this looks, and just yet another reason why it'd be incredibly awesome to go and check out some of this stuff over in Japan. Perhaps not surprisingly, the game we briefly talked about, it debuted a few weeks ago, Ruined King, a League of Legends story. It was previously planned on an early 2021 release window. It has now been delayed until a general date in 2021. No season on it. And when I saw this, I was definitely not surprised at all, as we saw an announcement trailer. It was all CG. We didn't see any gameplay whatsoever. So for them to have that early of a release date was pretty surprising in the first place. So this delay comes as no surprise whatsoever. I would dare say this one will be probably pushed back to the holidays, I would imagine. This was from publisher Riot Forge and developer Airship Syndicate. So if you're looking forward to that one, it's going to be a bit longer than you had previously thought. There was a full message going along with the release date, but kind of just surmises, what I just what I just spoke about. If you've been playing another Eden, the mobile game, there was already a Persona 5 Royal event, but now there's going to be a Tales of crossover as well. It is called Tales of Time and the Brave Four, Tales of the Chronographia. It will be added to the game on December the 17th, and they will get 4 new characters that you probably have seen. I guess, or maybe it's going to be more than 4. In the picture, it shows Tales of Phantasia's Cress, Tales of Berseриa's Velvet, Tales of Vesperia's Yuri, and Exilia's Milia. There will be non-playable cameos made by Archie, Mint, Magalu, Rapide, and Rowan. So yeah, okay, it is just the 4. It had 5 in the main image, but yeah, just 4 of those are going to end up being playable. I played another Eden for a little bit. It wasn't bad. I guess it just didn't really hold my interest as much as I thought it was going to, and that's okay. It's a mobile game. Didn't cost me anything at all. If you are playing Phantasy Star Online 2, there are now Christmas events, including concerts and a Santa Rappa. Oh. This is live now, as it appeared in the game after the December 9th maintenance. You will see Christmas characters, decorations, and events. There's a total of 8 new things, they say, that you can check out. You can see our story linked on our Facebook or Twitter channel and see all the different things. As you might expect, there's a bunch of different Christmas type stuff. You see that, especially with the online games that update fairly often. They always do some cool Christmas stuff in there for you to check out. If you're looking forward to the upcoming game Saviors of Sapphire Wings and the Stranger of Sword City Revisited, that is a tongue twister and a half. There is a beta going on that right now for PC players, and they are looking for beta testers right now. They will have, well, you don't have long. So today's the 10th of December, and you've got until the 12th to apply. So if you're hearing this and you really want to get into it, you best hurry up. Of course, this is for PC players only, but the game is coming out for Nintendo Switch as well. So you want to get on that pretty quickly if indeed you want to be a beta tester and help them out in all the different ways. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered patch has a bunch of multiplayer quality of life changes. That has, I think that's went live as of right now. It just says December 2020 update for all platforms, trying to get some of the improvements in between the cross-platform stuff going on. There's a litany of changes going on, as with any patch. So hopefully, if you've been playing this and know some things that kind of irk you, maybe those have finally been updated to your liking a little bit better. I've got one final story to leave you guys with. Quickly, we'll ask that if you are listening to this podcast and you like what you hear, if you're watching this on YouTube, we do, of course, make a video version of the podcast each and every week, as well as all the trailers that we talk about. I post that over there for you guys to check out. Would you consider supporting the podcast that you're hopefully enjoying listening to right now? You can click the link below, and you can find not only you could go straight to our Anchor app and do it through them, or if you prefer to go through Patreon, I would appreciate your support. Either way, don't forget, give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and like and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. So just today, we got some more details about Bravely Default 2. It's not too much longer until this one comes out. And in particular, it talked a little bit about some of the countries that you'll be going through, the continent of Excellent, that there are the various worlds going on there. The one is called Savalon, and this is a drought kingdom. It has been turned to a desert by lumbering and wars for the past 200 years. Although underground water veins were discovered, the town is beginning to submerge as a result. It is known for its luxurious casino hall. This very much has that, what do they call this? The miniature garden-esque style world. And so it definitely still kind of feels like the first one, just a little bit different and enhanced. And it's got the day version of it as well as a night version of it. You've got Wiswald, the Magic Kingdom. It was a country established by mages nearly 50 years prior by Emma Odilia. Mages have been dedicating themselves to the studies of the Magic Research Institute, which also serves as the government body. But now the town is overgrown with vegetation and is in disorder. Yeah, very much looks like a tree gone wild there. So they'll want to check that out. So it sounds like there's these different characters in these different cities. And that is how you will learn some of the different job classes. For instance, there's a poet at the casino hall. He's a man who, who's his name for this guy? Ulfa. And so you encounter him, perhaps you battle him because it shows him in battle. And I believe then you can learn the poet job. Same thing goes for Shala. She is a gambler, a frequent at the casino hall. She is a wicked woman who challenges men by seducing them with her beauty to card games, taking all their money and using them as pawns. That's just crazy. You've got Nahal, who's a beastmaster. We'll get you the beastmaster job class. You got Bernard, who is a thief. You got to have your thief in your party. Emma is, I guess, a wizard character. Doesn't actually, no, maybe you don't learn that one. The Rhodey is the red mage character, so that's always good. Hunter is Lily, and the shield master is Galahad. And I love his character because his shield is literally a giant stone castle with a gate on it. It is crazy looking. I love it. And so, yeah, you take on these guys, and then you can learn the various job classes. That's what it appears to be. There are also special moves they've got now that can be activated under certain conditions in battle. Dedicated special moves. They will have special background music buffs the entire party. This buff remains as long as the music continues to play after activation, giving the opportunity to wipe out your enemies quickly. One thing I noticed in particular was a new field action that it's kind of like in Trails of Cold Steel. If you attack the enemy like from behind, you'll gain an advantage. This one, I believe it's just more like Raza. If you attack them, you get an advantage. There's no behind or sneaking up type of deal. So you will get 1 BP Brave Point if you can do that. You can also kind of swipe the grass a la like Legend of Zelda and can find items hidden in the grass. So that's both a really cool feature and something that you will be swiping at every blade of grass and mowing grass, basically. That's your job now. Looking for different items all over the place. There is a bevy of new images to go along with this. I will attempt to try to put all these together into a slideshow and get it on YouTube here fairly shortly, but there are a lot of them to go through, and time is at a premium, to say the least. But yeah, looking forward to that one. Bravely Default 2 will be out for Switch on February the 26th, joining all those titles in February to take all of your hard-earned money. That's going to wrap it up for episode 143 of the JRPG Report. My name is James Fisher. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in each and every week for our weekly news podcast covering all the big stories and fun stuff as well going on in our world of gaming. Don't forget you can tune in for nightly live streams. Well, most nights I'm putting on a live stream. Usually starts around 10:30, and I'll go until I get sleepy around 12:30, something like that. We are going through Trails of Cold Steel 4 right now. I think I hit the 70-hour mark, and it's starting to get... I think I'm like halfway through, honestly. I think there's still so much to go in this game. It's not even funny. Obviously, if you do not want things spoiled, do not turn in to my live stream. But if you've already played the game and beat it, you can join on there, as we have a really fun little community going on there, talking all about the game and well, just JRPGs in general. So tune in for that if you would like to join in the conversation. That's going to wrap it up for this one. I will see you guys again next week with more news. Just quickly looking ahead, 2 weeks from today on our usual Thursday is going to be Christmas Eve. So I don't know how that week's going to necessarily work out. If there's a good amount of news to go over, I'll put out a normal podcast. But if not, and especially if I have to work, I may not do that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you guys again next week. Don't forget, get back out there and level up.